We're rolling.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Nerdbuzzed.
Nerdbuzzed doesn't condone the consumption of alcohol by any persons under the age of 21. Please drink responsibly.
Your whole body, right or left? A little further. There you go.
All right, so welcome to the After Party, episode whatever we want and whenever we put it out, because that's the point of After Party. We don't care. The rules are out the window. Mm-hmm. So I'm your host, Marcus Ellinger, as always, and with me, as always, well, 99.9% of the time.
Yeah, you know, like not when I'm having my gallbladder ripped from my body.
I know. We never actually talked about why you were gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gallbladder ripped from body. All right,
yeah.
Enough of that.
You got shanked by the hospital.
4 times.
Yeah, that's what happens. It's not awesome. So, and also in the studio with us, this is kind of your official interview.
Oh.
We'll see if you pass the test.
I'm Jack Hughes, by the way.
Yeah, Jack Hughes.
Heck.
Okay,
Hughes.
So, After Party, like I said, rules are out the window. You got a tangent or something, throw it at me.
Talk as much
So
as you
first
want,
up,
'cause I'm going to be drinking.
Okay. You're going to be drinking our Omegang. Omegang, I do like saying that, by the way.
Amagang.
No, Omegang.
Amagang.
You say it so white.
Oh, my gang.
Yeah, you got to thug it up a little bit. Omegang.
Amagang.
Oh my god, it's wrong.
Oh, my God.
It's so wrong. And
But
you're the
one.
That is
Failed.
not cool runnings.
No, yeah, right. Omegang. So, fire that up. Pour yourself some beer. So first up, nerd questions.
Nerd question.
We're all a little buzzed because of After Party, except for Jack, who's just buzzed. He's got a sugar high going. Are you a nerd?
Yeah.
I love it. That's That's like the response. If you think about it, you're a nerd.
Let's see.
You're gonna tally your score.
Yeah.
All right. Put pros and cons.
Pro. Con. Pro. A 1.
Yep. Because you're a nerd. So I can't ask you your favorite beer because I'm sure you don't have one because you never had a beer ever because you're underage.
Yeah.
Right. What's your favorite root beer? You seem to be somewhat of a connoisseur of root beer with
loves
your
Diamond
various
Rock.
opinions.
I thought Teddy's was my favorite.
Oh, God, I hate Teddy's. Teddy's is like the worst.
But they're so
Teddy's is the
cheap.
bottom of the
I
barrel.
think maybe we need to switch seats so you can be close
Oh, my
enough to
God.
hit him.
But
Teddy's is pure sugar. That's all Teddy's is.
yeah.
Half the carbonation, 10 times the
No
sugar.
toothpaste though.
No, oh, it doesn't taste like toothpaste.
Because it's pure sugar.
Nice. Holly's gonna come hang out with us with her squeaky
hey, dog.
ball because why not?
But the root beer I had just last Nerd Buzz, like and subscribe, was really good. I don't know what was it called again?
It's Henry Weinhardt's.
Henry Schweiner's.
Schweinhards. Yeah.
Schweiner's.
Schwein.
From the Blitz Weinhardt Brewery in Oregon.
So you'd say that was your favorite?
Yeah, it had a really good balance.
You know, this is like way off topic, and you probably won't know what beer this is unless you watch our episode 86. Go check it out. But I'm getting a little bit of like an alcohol-y taste from this one.
Wait,
Yeah,
really?
It's starting to show through, yeah.
As it warms up,
in
it's
the
getting a little,
beer?
little
Yeah,
harsh.
it's starting to get a
kind
little
of
harsh
why
and
I pounded
alcohol-y.
it. That's kinda
Yeah,
why
I think I'm going to need to
pounded
take
it.
this thing to Pound Town.
Get it?
That's a
'Cause it's-
one-way ticket, by the way,
it is-
Jack.
It's
Yeah.
alcohol.
No coming back from Pound Town.
They didn't get it.
It's not smooth.
It's not. It's starting. The alcohol is starting to be abrasive in it, which is, I mean, it's good because it means it's in there. But you know,
It is 8.5%.
yeah. Okay, so
Oh, jeez.
let's do the classic questions then.
Alrighty.
What is your favorite video game system? It could be any, like platform. It could be PlayStation, Nintendo,
Oh, PlayStation.
Xbox. It could be your
Done.
phone, PC,
PlayStation.
PlayStation. All right, I love
And
it.
why?
They've consistently delivered some of the coolest games I've ever seen. And I mean, obviously, I don't play a lot. I'm like PS4 or PlayStation mostly. Well, this ginger stuff is making it a little hard to
Still
talk.
working on you there.
I'll do my best, but
This is
I have a lot of
alcoholic, right?
fun memories. And I had an Xbox as a kid, but even though I had Halo, like, you know, the staple Xbox game, I never liked it as much as like God of War, Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper I played when I was early teens. But
Super alcoholic. I don't like it anymore.
it's consistently delivered with
Not good
some
worm.
amazing games, and fan till I die. I don't know.
Yes, I definitely agree with the whole exclusive content's best.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Halo's is cool, but it's not my thing personally. And that's the thing, it just comes down to personal. Or
Yeah.
what you like.
Xbox has one game that was exclusive that I want so bad.
What is it?
Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh.
You can play it on PC, I think.
Okay, PC, but I don't play PC.
Is that too nerdy? Well, I'm just saying instead of buying an Xbox, if you
yeah.
have a laptop, you probably get it pretty cheap.
Well,
now.
Yeah, it's an old game, so any
I have an
laptop-
Xbox for Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Do I get a point for that? Because, I mean, it seems like more opinion-based, and I know you play.
You can't give
PlayStation.
yourself points. Now take it away. Take it away.
It's -2.
Well,
No, you're neutral again.
I just won't add
This is
another-
Jack's interview to see if he qualifies to be our intern.
I won't add another point. We'll do it like that. I need to stop clicking points.
So, if
Yeah,
he
it's
qualifies, is it going to be Jack the Intern or Intern Jack?
We're gonna find out after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see which comes first. The Jack or the intern. So, PlayStation, hands down. So then I have to ask you, what PlayStation system? What would you say is the best?
In terms of, like, the games that I've had on it? Or just,
Which, if you had to give up all your PlayStation systems and keep one, what would be the one you'd keep?
I mean, PS4. Because, I mean, really, if you think about it, some of the best games on PS3, you can play, if you're one of the 5 people that has PS Now, you can do it that way. But, like, gonna be honest, there hasn't really been a lot of outstanding games on PS4, at least for me.
Yeah.
I've played a lot of great games, but I haven't had a God of War 3. Right? I haven't had
God of War 3 wasn't that great.
I loved it.
It's okay.
I loved it as a God of War game.
Best God of War game.
Oh, okay, actually. Oh, wait.
What's the best one?
Oh, God. Ascension.
Really?
Yeah, I loved it. The multiplayer. I never play multiplayer games. Ascension, I was so good at.
Maybe that's why I didn't care for it. I never played the multiplayer.
Well, and I like the new combat system, too. Or how you can, like, whip. enemies
I
around.
think that, right? It's not doing it again. It's because I hit the wrong button. That's what happened. I think that God of War, the first one, is the quintessential PlayStation 2 game.
And when they...
What about 2?
I love it, too. I actually like the story of 2 with the Titans and everything.
Yeah.
That was freaking awesome.
I think 2 improved on a lot of things about 1. I mean, 1 was great. It's just one of my main selling points for any God of War game is, like, it better have boss battles.
Yeah. But the thing that I liked the difference between 1 and 2 was the walking across narrow stuff. You didn't have to balance control. You didn't have to do all that. You know what I'm saying? It was just, It just made it way easier.
Yeah.
That's where I appreciated the difference.
Mm-hmm.
But I loved 1. The story behind 1 was awesome.
Oh, yeah. The way the story unfolds is so epic. When he finally sits, spoiler alert, right?
Oh, no.
When he sits on the throne at the end, though, and he's just like, that's how the game ends, with him just sitting there all brute. That game is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you have a PS2, it's the equivalent of The Last of Us on PS3. For me, it is.
Yeah.
It just is. It's like, it amped up that system. It did everything that system could have done in the best ways possible.
God of War 2 or 1?
1.
But what about 2? 2 was... It had better graphics, obviously. There was a lot more to it. There were more boss battles. It did feel like the story was kind of... I always get this weird feeling when I think about 2 of just kind of absence of certain things. I guess... Or even in the first one, the boss battles aren't hyped up as much. Like Ares, hyped boss battle.
Yeah.
Zeus, hyped boss battle. The Furies, a little bit. Or no, sorry, the Fates.
Yeah.
The Fates were a little hyped up, but like enemies would just kind of appear, and I would be like, "That's kind of weird." Like the Medusa
2
chick,
seemed like... It's kind of like the one...
but
I
had
don't...
cooler
For
puzzles.
me...
Had such awesome puzzles. The whole time thing.
It did.
Yeah.
I agree with all that. But it's tough. I think that's a tough call. For me, I go with the nostalgia of my mind was blown when I played the first God of War.
I played it when I was 8. I loved it.
Nice. I love that was the game you got to
Yeah.
play at 8. Nice. I think it was the first game that I ever played where you actually... Maybe that's 2. Where you actually have to hit the correct button sequence to satisfy the women sexually. Isn't that right? Is that 2 or is that 1?
It's every single game
yeah, they've
except
all had it.
Ascension, which I was a little toasty about.
Took it
But-
out of Ascension?
Yeah,
I've not played Ascension, so I can't.
It's because it was like right after his wife died. It's before
Okay,
any
so
of
it's the
the
prequel
games.
of the...
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But he's more powerful than he is in like all the others. Well, except 3.
Well, his
He's
wife
looking
just
way more
died. He's
stuff.
angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. He's got the angst power. I've played all of
always
them. I
angst.
played the PSP ones. I played
Ooh,
all
yeah,
of
I love
them
those
for
ones.
the
What
God
about
of War
the
is a great series.
handheld phone one.
I did not play that
I
one.
can never get that one.
I don't count that.
I have to be a super fan. Get all the games.
I guess I don't care about phone games.
Yeah.
So then we have to also ask,
Okay.
what's your least favorite system? Do you have a least favorite system of all time?
That I've played.
Well,
These are
you
pretty-
can't-
these are pretty
You can't
open-ended
have
questions.
you can't have an opinion. What do you mean it's open ended?
Oh, okay. I guess I see where you're coming
You
from.
can't have an opinion if you've never played it.
Ugh. Let's see. This might get a little edgy.
What? And you didn't do this again.
Oh, I didn't say. I'm fired. Fired before I'm hired.
There it goes. Least favorite system. Lay it on us.
Wii U.
Wii U? I
Wii U.
think that's an admirable choice. It's fine.
When a company. Okay. How do I word that? How do I word this in a nice way? I never dug Nintendo that much. I feel like they get passes for a lot of stuff. Really dumb stuff.
I think you're completely spot on with all that, and I think it totally makes sense that you wouldn't care for them because I think the heyday of Nintendo is totally before when you were playing
1996.
games.
Yeah.
It really is.
And a lot of people are like, "Remember when Nintendo did this?" I'm like, "Yeah, but you can do something and then fail afterwards." And
Yeah.
they haven't. It just feels like they haven't really grown that much as a company. They don't
No.
learn much from their mistakes.
Yeah, they just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Because
I
they
completely
can.
agree, and it's because they can't.
Yeah.
Which again, in a way, I kind of respect them for that.
Because that's Nintendo.
Because they just do whatever the hell they want, which I give them props for them just saying screw it, we're gonna do
Yeah.
what we want, which is cool. But at the same time, they're missing the point,
Yeah.
right? There's not enough people working for Nintendo to buy their own system and sustain the company. You have to appeal to other people too, Nintendo, right?
And there's always the thing. It's like, if you're Nintendo games are for Nintendo fans, and I'm like, what does that even? Why does it have to be so specific? Like PlayStation has all sorts of exclusives. Last of Us, someone that likes
The most amazing game ever.
they might not like I don't know, Little Big Planet or something, but someone likes Little Big Planet more than like The Last of Us. It's like so many games. Like, oh, Katamari, that's a weird one. It's only on PlayStation.
I love it.
It's not nearly the same as, or in tone or anything about God of War, but like it seems like. Maybe I'm being Nintendo-ist, but a lot of the Nintendo games are kind of the same general happy, lighthearted theme, and I'm like, I want to kill something and feel shame and regret. But
Yeah, you
all-
know
But
what
do
else?
you? That's the question.
You know what else I want is I want Mario Kart to have a DNF. Will you just add that to the stupid game?
Oh yeah,
DNF.
don't wait for everybody to finish.
A do not finish. Every single racing game, whether it's kart or racing or anything, after 30 seconds, the race needs to end. And that person is branded with the shame of a DNF. And get over it, just get better.
Exactly.
I've played that with people that are horrible at Mario Kart, and I'm not horrible. So I get done with the game, and I'm sitting there watching their guy bumping into walls, going around the track, and getting lapped by the computer players.
I think it's
the game.
if you're the last one. I think if there's like one person left, it might do it.
I don't think it does.
Really?
At least on the Wii, it doesn't. That was the last one that I played Mario Kart. But you're spot on. Even though you're maybe a little young to experience the heyday of Nintendo, because there was a heyday and they were the gold standard. I give them so much credit for that. But I think you're right. I think that candle is starting to hit the end there, and it's going to burn out here.
But it seems like I keep trying to call it the wait, was it NX? Wasn't that what it was for a while? Or was it the something? What's the new one? Oh, the Switch. Oh, how could I forget that? It seems like the Switch is doing really well, so that's cool. And I hope they.
As they get them out.
Yeah, I think according to Nintendo fans, again, it's that same market, right?
Yeah.
But again, like if you're talking exclusives, Nintendo is 90% exclusives, right? They're the same game from the system before, but you can only play those games on Nintendo. So I'll also give them credit for that, but at the same, I'm burnt out on it. I'm done with hearing the hype about Nintendo because that's all it is. So you got points. Put a point in your pro call.
Well,
do another one.
okay.
No, that's how good that point was. You get another one. Nice job. I agree with you.
nailed it.
So I guess maybe I could ask, do you have a favorite game of all time? That's such a hard thing to say. I
know,
can't even
it
think
is.
of one.
I think it changes weekly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Resogun? Is it Resogun?
So
I know you're obsessed.
One of the best games of all time. One of the best game developers of all time. I was thinking about this and just how much I love them. Housemarque Studios. If you don't know who Housemarque is, they make one type of game, but they do it so well that I'm if I was addicted to anything, yeah, I'd probably be Resogun because they're all really arcadey. They actually worked. Their newest game was with Eugene Jarvis. He made some of Smash TV. I guess that was a really big game.
Yeah.
And he made I think the first parallax scrolling game, like this huge guy in the arcade scene, and they worked with them to make a new game, and every single one of their games is so amazing. And I hate when people review them and they're like, the story wasn't good. It's like that's not the point. The point of a Housemarque game is to be extremely challenging, extremely fast, and like score based gameplay.
arcade.
It's old school. It's completely throwback to the old school arcade. It's Nintendo in its heyday.
Yeah, exactly.
It is. That is Nintendo.
Yeah.
For you, I think the best comparison is Housemarque for what Nintendo used to be.
Oh, that would
Nintendo
suck.
used to be Housemarque, though. They cranked out games that were those exact same kind that you liked, and that's all they made. They set the gold standard every time with another, with that same kind of game.
Yeah,
Where
I
it's a-
think
where
they're
it's a
going to
score
start branching
chaser.
out soon, which I'm happy for them. But Resogun. Yeah, I'll say Resogun. I have high scores in 400 or something.
Yeah.
In the world, or I'm slowly climbing up in every type of game mode because there's arcade and then single mission, and then it's single mission on the hardest difficulty. I think I have one that's 200 something. It's a weirdly specific thing, but the fact that I'm 200, I will take as much pride as I can take from that.
All right, give yourself another point. You did good.
Point. Honorable mentions.
So
God of War 3.
interesting note about the Switch sales because I looked it up here.
Okay.
This article was posted July 15th.
All right.
Which is what's the date today?
It's got to be pretty close.
Yeah. Anyway,
Isn't it the 15th?
today. So anyway, the most
This
recent
is official news.
most recent
This is
figures
new news.
show the PS4 selling 29,000 units to Switch's 26, and the PS4 has been out for 4 years already.
Oh, but I
So
think
to sell 29,000 units already this year to the Switch's 26.
Oh wait, didn't the Switch launch this year though?
Yeah, it's a launch year, which means it should be slaughtering everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're never
Sorry,
gonna
Josh.
We're never gonna get over it. Yeah. I love Nintendo, and I
But
love you too, Josh.
The best of luck. Yeah.
I
But-
totally do, and I want the best. I'm going to stand firm on what I've said before. I think Nintendo is going to go Sega. I don't see what other
I hope they do.
option
I
exists
really
for
do because
them.
I want to play the games, but I'm not going to buy their hardware.
Right? I think that's the option.
Yeah.
And you probably don't.
Four.
Do you even remember? You don't even remember Sega, huh? What was the last?
Obviously not.
Well,
You didn't know what
I've
Game
heard
Gear
of them.
was.
Game Gear.
I know that
Dreamcast. That
well,
was the
I
last
think
one.
Sega
With the
was
world's worst controller. Worst controller.
N64.
I don't know. Dreamcast is right there. Do you ever play on Dreamcast?
I have 2 hands. The N64 controller expects me to have 3. It is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Ladies. Oh, God. All right, so away from video games? All right.
Whatever.
So, another classic question. We'll see if he even has an answer.
Yeah.
Star Trek or Star Wars?
I'm not informed enough about Star Trek, but it seems like Star Trek has a better plot. Oh, that was weird. And then Star Wars has a better, I guess, cinematography.
Well, it's definitely the budget's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, one's a movie and one's a TV show.
Based
Although
on-
there are movies.
Which are just like the TV show.
Yeah.
Based on what I've seen, I gotta go with Star Wars. I really liked
I think that makes total sense.
what is not Force Awakens. Wait,
Although that said,
I'm going through it. I'm going the new one. The new, with
Rogue One?
Rogue One. I loved Rogue One.
Really?
Star Wars
I
movie.
did too.
That's a pretty big throwback to kind of more the original theme of Star Wars. So that gives you more credit in choosing Star Wars.
And
Give
Star
yourself
Wars,
another point.
It is easier to digest because Star Trek. Has I'm not saying
It's
Star
going to
Trek
be a
is
new
good,
thing
it just-
now. You know that, right?
Star Trek has so much content
Yeah.
that is all like not canon anymore, I guess, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so when Disney took it over, they redid what they're choosing from, where they're going from. So yeah, some of it's not canon, some of it is. They decided not to follow the officially like the books that were licensed immediately following, which were.
I meant Star Trek.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I know about the books.
Yeah, but I'm saying the books that followed were like started this whole Thrawn
Yeah.
series and all this stuff, and Disney's like, nah.
It's so that they can probably remake them, but like change them just a little bit.
They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna use any of it at all.
I heard they're gonna do something about the one with Darth Vader and like how his hand's so strong. Like he gets like this weird metal hand. Like because I guess he catches. No, he like catches Luke's lightsaber, and maybe it was some weird dumb thing they messed in the movie. And they're like, oh, we got to write an explanation for that. But there's a book about how he like goes to a mountain or something. I know the Star Wars fan, and he like gets a metal hand that can withstand like the heat of a lightsaber.
Yeah.
I think
I don't know about it.
it's in episode 7 or wait no episode 6 I guess when him and Luke are fighting in this cloud city or underneath it. He like catches his lightsaber and is like no and like pushes it away.
I don't remember that.
He doesn't do that.
Really?
No, I don't
Or
think so.
somewhere like he
In the movies?
Some-
Like
yeah,
in
No,
the
no,
movies
no,
now?
no, no. He catches the blaster bolts
con.
with his hand.
Give yourself a con.
maybe it was that.
No. In the Cloud City, Han Solo pulls the blaster and starts shooting at him, and he
A Star Wars
Yeah,
nerd.
that's what it is.
A Star Wars nerd told me about it.
just stops. He was stopping blaster bolts with his
Oh,
hand.
maybe it was wrong.
He didn't need his lightsaber to deflect him. He just stops him with his hand.
It's like in Force Awakens with the four. Oh, that was so cool. When Kylo Ren stopped the blaster thing.
Oh yeah.
And the way that was shot, like the Star Wars movies are very cinematic. Even when the plot's not the best, is the way they can. I mean, the budget for the scope and scale is just it's phenomenal. I love Rogue One and how the Death Star was just. I was afraid of it the whole time because it was. I never got how big it was, and in Rogue One they were like, "This thing is huge.
Oh yeah.
Be afraid of it." Yeah,
Totally. And single reactor ignition is all they ever showed you in Rogue One.
and it was so impressive. I was like, "Oh my god, what can all the reactors do?" I'm like, "Oh,
It's called Alderaan.
yeah." I was like,
Watch the movies.
"I have."
All right. So, Star
Next
Wars.
question.
Next question is PC or Mac?
PC.
Right.
I
I
mean-
think it's the only appropriate answer.
Mac is safer, but it's like, would you rather ride a tricycle or a bike? Which one's going to get you farther?
Right.
Yeah.
I like that analogy. I think you get a total point for that. Nice job.
That was on the spot.
That's a good analogy. I like that one actually.
Yeah, because as nice as Macs can be, you can get iTunes on your PC. I have like an Acer laptop. I have iTunes on it. That's the only reason I'd want.
The nice thing about iTunes now is it doesn't take over your entire.
That's
Heard
true.
it,
PC.
yeah, I heard about that.
It used to.
I watched your like podcast, or wait, was it? Or was that in real life? I don't even remember.
Now it's all a blur.
I'm sure I
Yeah.
mentioned it more than
Yeah,
this
yeah.
year.
But I think you're spot on. I'm not a Mac guy myself either.
Yeah.
PC. Okay, so next big question, and I know you have an opinion on it, and I want to hear the details and whys.
I'm sorry.
Marvel or DC?
DC.
And now you get why? Why?
Okay. Marvel. It never interested me as much. I like. Oh God, how do I even go about this? When I think Marvel, I don't really think of much of like the cool, like the gritty heroes, right? You know, you gotta get some grit. Of course, you gotta sprinkle in some wit, some humor, or whatever. But then you gotta get that grit, and I feel like DC really delivers on that. Marvel does with Wolverine. Wolverine is an awesome, gritty character, very mainstream.
Well, there's some other grit in Marvel also.
The Punisher,
Yeah.
total grit. That's
Total
all he
grit.
is.
Okay, and well,
Deadpool, total grit.
Deadpool.
You don't think that's the point of him? He's like super abrasive.
No, well, he's funny. Like I'm thinking gritty. Like I'm the Knight, Batman,
Like, okay, so what other DC character is gritty?
Atrocitus. that's the no. Okay, I really like Green. Like there's just heroes in my mind. There's always heroes that stick out, and it seems that I have way more on the DC side. Like Green Lantern. One day I was thinking like, Green Lantern's really cool. He can just do anything with that ring. Like if if I
Yeah,
had
he does nothing with it.
Right. He could be. He has. You're right. Loads of
in the
potential.
movie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like if I had that ring, I was thinking, what would I do? And then I was thinking, well, it'd be way cooler to have the red ring because I'm all redded out, right? And rage is the coolest like emotion spectrum. Like that's so cool that they have that. And I was thinking about, oh, Green Lantern's so cool. And then I was like, the Flash is also really cool. Like he can do all sorts of crazy stuff with speed. He's like a scientist, physics boy, and yeah, I don't know where I was
And he
going
can time travel.
Yeah, you can time travel, and it's not as dumb as the flying back around the Earth. It's not that.
Wait,
Yeah.
are you
Which
talking
is
about
Superman though?
Yeah.
That's DC.
in Star Trek episode?
I didn't
4?
like Superman until I read. He let me borrow Death of Superman.
Yeah.
That was
and
awesome.
American Alien. Have you read that?
I have not
No.
read that
It's
one.
by Max Landis.
So check it out.
Yeah, it's like I'll let you guys borrow it. It's so good. It's like a few little stories, but I want more because it's like the beginning of Superman, and
Yeah.
it's just some random little tidbits, and I'm like,
I think that's one of the biggest compliments you can give to, like anything really, is when you finish it and you want more.
yeah,
And it doesn't necessarily mean that you need more. Like they don't need to make the sequel because I think that can ruin that spark. Right? Like sometimes it's okay to be left wanting more.
yeah.
That's like the best feeling that you can get from any of that nerdy stuff that you absorb.
Yeah.
I think
like Old Man Logan.
Eh,
they
maybe
actually did
not.
make more than that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it hits like a saturation point where it's like you get too much and now it's doing it. It's like a drug dealer, right? Where he's giving you the first dose at a discount and it's awesome and you want more.
Yeah.
And then suddenly now they're just going to start feeding you a ton of it and they're going to charge you for it and it's going to be absurd and you're never going to get that same rush as the first high.
No, I went to
Okay.
that comic place in Seattle and Pike Place. Bought the first Berserk manga. It's like $12. Bought the next one, and all the other ones after that are like 15, 16. Like even if it's a couple dollars, 110, right? It always increases. I hate that.
Yeah. So DC.
Actually,
So now, speaking of Berserk, have you seen the
the new one.
screw the new one?
Speaking of Dreamcast, though, there's an amazing Berserk game on
I've never played.
Yeah, it's really good. It was
They
one of the
showed it on
highlights of
Game
Dreamcast.
Grumps, I think.
But I would say they had a 3-episode kind of movie anime series.
I watched.
It was kind of
one
harsh computer animation, but the writing for it was really good.
I watched Egg of the King.
Yes, and then there's the 2 more to follow.
They didn't have. Do they have them on Netflix yet?
I haven't seen them on Netflix. They have them in a single DVD pack.
Somebody needs to hook you up with a Hulu
Money?
code. I might know somebody that will.
Nah,
we'll
I'm
see.
good. Netflix is my life. Okay, I'll get back to you on the DC. I realized I couldn't think of the best things, but I know just in my heart I like DC more.
Yeah, there's no wrong answer to any of these
There is.
questions. You're right. You'll be judged harshly. Okay, so then let's get into
DC?
specifics.
Really?
Yeah. Your favorite DC hero?
Hero?
Yep.
Flash.
Flash. Okay. Favorite DC villain?
Atrocitus.
Really? And I'm not even familiar with Atrocitus.
Okay, so basically, there's like a spectrum of lantern rings, right? So green is willpower, red Atrocitus, rage, and then there's yellow fear. I don't want to go through the whole thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Super nerd.
Orange is greed. Indigo is compassion. That one's kind of weird.
This is like Captain Planet.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. And then
That's probably before your type too, huh?
yeah.
You know Captain Planet?
Well, I know that they're like happiness.
No, they're all awesome except for Heart,
Yeah.
right? The poor Indian kid who gets Heart.
Gun, knife, heart.
Yeah.
Like cool
It's
things.
like fire, earth, wind, water, and they're like destroying stuff with it, and then he's like, Heart.
Compassion.
Yeah.
Feel good.
Okay, wait,
Yeah.
let me okay, well, black is death, white is life. And what is it? It's like I feel like I used to know them all by heart and like some of their sayings, but there's like a blue one. Oh, okay, blue is hope, and then there's the indigo tribe, indigo's compassion, and then the star sapphires are like purple, I'd say. Yeah, they're purple. They're like love or something. And not all of them are like you get the ring based on your thing. Like the orange one, it's like an infectious disease. So you'll start off, you could start off Marcus Ellinger, but when you get the orange ring, you're gonna act exactly like the other guy that has it. His name's Larfales, and he's super. It's greed, so he's super greedy. His mind is, he's like an egotistical maniac. And before that, he wasn't.
That's how he gets his army, like a drug deal. Back to the drug deal.
Well, he summons anyone he kills. He can summon through the ring.
Oh, sweet!
So they all have weird different powers. Hope is kind of like Heart, where Hope they can't summon any constructs, but if they're near a Green Lantern, near specifically a Green Lantern, they can charge them up. Like
they're like designated sidekick.
Yeah, it's like the medic.
Terrible.
Yeah. But there is like a Blue Lantern planet, I think. Yeah.
Nice. You passed the test on DC then, because you know way more lanterns than I do.
But Atrocitus is the coolest one because they shoot blood out of their mouth, right? Hot plasma blood. That's the blood of the Rage Lanterns. Rage is the coolest of all those emotions. All those other ones are dumb.
Yeah,
because Rage is like
Captain Planet and Fire. Right, that's the one you wanted. Yeah.
Red. They're all red. They have super cool armor. They have a cat. They have a cat on their team. It's named Dexstar.
All right.
DX Star with 2 R's or something, but it's like that's cool. No, in Injustice 2 you can summon.
I'm sold.
Them.
I'm sold.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, move on.
I'm totally sold.
I'm gonna talk too much.
I was gonna say if I have DC, because I agree with you. Okay, first let's go into being a superhero nerd, right? Which you totally are. You've passed that test clearly. Nice. What is your favorite way to absorb superheroes? Like movies, TV, comics, whatever.
Okay, let's think about this. Books? Nah. Just like straight up a novel. I wouldn't be really into that. Comics? I can totally get down with. That's a hard question. As it stands, comics, because the CW shows don't really care for them. Tapped out. The movies, they're good, but I know that a lot of the comics they can. Yeah, no, it's comics.
I would say, especially because you've emphasized DC, that you are spot on, because the best thing DC has to offer is comic books, hands down.
Marvel's the king of movies, DC's the king of comics. That's why I like him.
I think there's a lot of truth in that statement. Actually, I think DC suffered for a while. Their whole weird new 52 thing was kind of weird, and I started to get burnt out on it, kind of. But I really enjoy what they're doing with Rebirth and the way they're kind of like tying in some of their old storylines and bringing that stuff all to the forefront. And they're doing it really well.
Oh yeah, because DC has. Oh, another reason I love DC here. Watchmen, Sandman, boom.
Yeah, Watchmen's amazing.
Neil Gaiman's Sandman. I have the first volume. It's this thick. I could not put it down.
I'm gonna have to let you borrow. I don't know if you have all the DC stuff I have, but I'll have to let you borrow some because Watchmen's coming back.
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical on that.
I'm a little leery about it too, but
it's
I'm
stoked. A timeless classic.
Yeah,
is the thing. And what if it turns out like it's like a Big Trouble in Little China reboot? It's just this. What if it's the same thing?
We haven't seen that yet. You can't use that reference.
It might be amazing.
I'm sure you're right, but
yeah. So let's throw it out real quick though. Let's go across the table. What do you think? Favorite Marvel or DC? Real quick.
Marvel.
Marvel. Favorite hero.
Ooh, favorite hero from Marvel.
Tough one.
It is.
He's thinking. It hurts me to watch him think.
From the comics I've read, I'm gonna have to go Wolverine.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say Punisher.
Well, he's not a hero. No.
But he's an anti-hero. That works though. He's not a villain.
Oh, kind of is. Depends on what arc you're reading.
Yeah, but he fights villains.
Yes,
right?
he does. Okay.
He pretty much fights villains like 90% of the time. People fight him too, but
yes. Okay. Yeah, so comic book still, even just with the Old Man Logan series and all that, I really liked that. I'm gonna have to go Wolverine.
He's pretty awesome. Yeah.
For comics, but for movies, which is the medium that I'm going to choose, obviously.
Yeah,
for my intake,
clearly.
Which is why I went this way.
Yeah.
Sorry. Movies, I'm going to have to go with Guardians. Star-Lord, he's such an a-hole and still just naive
such a
and
conceited
stupid.
a-hole.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about him. I love to hit him, but still love them at the same time.
Well, and I think so much of that is a credit to, because again, I think DC does not even hold a candle to Marvel as far as movies go, and 99% of that is because of the casting that Marvel's done. Marvel cast who can play Star-Lord better than Chris Pratt?
Oh,
Right?
nobody.
Like, they cast their
And he's
characters so well. They do really, really well. Favorite villain?
I'm gonna have to go Willem Dafoe just because I like Willem Dafoe a lot. It's Green Goblin.
Okay.
Just
From the original first Spider-Man.
I was.
You were there.
watched
That's in your
I
era.
was there, yeah.
That was probably your 1989 Batman.
which, to be fair, I did not know at that point in time the Green Goblin costume was just the hooded mask thing.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so like I had no idea
yeah.
that
No,
was
he's just a lunatic.
that
in
was
a green mask.
that was deviating that much in the comic,
yeah.
in the movie. So, but no, I liked him in that.
What's your favorite way to absorb him? Movies.
Movies, yeah.
Okay.
Because that's like really where I've gotten them.
So if I lay my favorites on you, I think I would say, I think it's a really, really tough call because I'm such just a superhero nerd. But I think I would have to go DC, and I would have to say comic books because that's just where they've owned it. And even if I go back to my original favorite heroes, it was DC, and I would say Batman has always been is what I've gone to because he's so Vegeta, right? He's an angsty a-hole. And his revenge is his motivator, which is awesome, right? It's like the red ring, right? Same kind of motivation. And I think it's probably Joker is my favorite. And for me, it's the reason why I love Batman and the Joker so much is because they're fueled by each other, right? Like Batman is so motivated to be Batman because the Joker is who he is. But at the same point, the Joker is in the same boat, right? Like the Joker is the Joker, and he's so motivated to just be this psychopath because he gets off on Batman's reactions to it.
Yeah.
And I love that, like that kind of
there a cartoon,
that balance they do with each other.
Wasn't there a cartoon arc where Batman basically just stepped down and stopped being Batman, and like Joker kind of went into this like state of depression?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
I think there was.
Or I heard like Batman died, but he didn't die, but like everyone thought he did, and so Joker just stayed in bed. Like,
Yeah, he went into a state
Yeah.
of depression. Was like totally like just done with the world.
They're so each other's biggest fans, right? They are. Like
are.
the biggest Joker's biggest fan is Batman, and he's the biggest fan of Batman. Nobody loves Batman more than the Joker.
Yeah.
And I love that whole whenever those things come into play, I love it so much. And so and for me it's comic books. Clearly it's comic books. Because they suck at movies and their TV shows are going down the drain. So we touched a little bit on anime, right? Your sister was kind of your gateway to the anime.
Definitely.
Right?
Shout out to Paige.
So, what would you say is your favorite? Do you have a favorite anime?
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z.
Really?
Yeah.
I almost thought you might say Fooly Cooly.
That's really cool.
FLCL?
Wait.
No? Crazy guitar, lump
yeah.
on the head.
Oh,
That
one
weird,
was weird.
funky.
Yes,
I was like,
It was like 2 episodes, so I don't.
that's
Yeah,
like
I
the
think
best
it's like
explanation for it is weird. Yeah,
It's just
Yeah,
weird.
I remember because the thing.
yes,
Yeah,
the horn.
the horn.
And I
that
remember
grows out.
the eyebrows. That's all I remembered. I binged that in like a day with Paige, so I don't really.
You could binge that thing over and over and over again and still not get it all.
Yeah.
That's
I
one of
think-
the reasons.
I think
why
I just
like
forgot
it.
about it because it was so confusing. No, but Dragon Ball Z nostalgia. The battles are awesome. I love the characters, even though they're like have the depth of a like a puddle.
have you seen original Dragon Ball?
Yeah.
You watched the whole series, the original Dragon Ball, all the way up until.
Okay, you know what happened? I was watching it, and I watched the whole thing, right? And it gets to the point where like King Piccolo's dad is established, and it's like, oh, this huge fight's coming. You know it's coming up, and it's just tension upon tension upon tension. Goku goes to fight him. Marcus gave me a thing of discs. Put in the next one. Will not read. Oh, that's damn.
Yes, I did give you those discs. One of them didn't work.
No.
I remember that.
Several of them didn't. The entire King Piccolo fight. Literally, the CD that is right after worked.
Okay, what you need to know about that fight, he barfs out an egg, which becomes
Yeah, well,
Piccolo. That is the long and short of what you need to know.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, and you like punch through him with the monkey. I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then Piccolo comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon Ball was really good, but I think a lot of things were improved with Dragon Ball Z. It got more serious. I like how it was darker. GT was. It was. If you're like, I need more Dragon Ball content, I don't care if it's not the best.
Thank you.
GT was serviceable. I liked it at the end.
I think if you put, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you, but if you put, because I got to defend GT a little bit. If you put DBS up against GT,
I watched GT over DBS.
right? Come on, you have to tell me then that little bit of snarky attitude you gave GT, it's better than DBS. I think it is.
It is.
DBS
or that. Well, okay, it's serviceable, so that means that it would be bad. And I don't expect my Dragon Ball content to be bad.
I like GT. I think it's great.
If Dragon Ball Super is not watchable until episode 69 and beyond,
that's all there is of GT. There's like 69 episodes.
I know, but what I'm saying is if Dragon Ball Super is not watchable from episode 69 and beyond, what is...
I have 6 words. I have 6 words that will crush this argument. Bull para para, bull par par.
I don't know what that is.
The weird dancing guys were like bull par par, and then they couldn't stop dancing.
Oh yeah. No, I don't remember them. Yep. That was dope. But I love that about GT. I love that GT is Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z crammed into 60 episodes. Oh, because Goku goes back to being a kid, and it's so juvenile and it's so stupid. But you still want to watch it, and then you get your what is it? Your Super Saiyan 4?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is now suddenly starts becoming epic, and like he's causing all these crazy battles, and the whole what is it? The Betty Vegeta, that whole battle, Baby Vegeta, where all that happens. Yeah. Like that all starts getting pretty badass. And then they both go the super. I don't know. For me, it's like
the whole Blosswave thing.
It's so sweet how much is crammed into the 60 episodes, and that's all you got to watch.
Yeah.
You can't tell.
It felt so long.
For me, DBZ is one of the gold standards of anime. It totally is. It's what got me interested in anime, hardcore. It's a good I've seen them before it, but it's not something you can recommend to somebody. You can't be like, hey, just go check out Dragon Ball Z. They're going to go look it up on Hulu or Netflix and be like, 300 episodes? I'm not watching that.
Yeah, and then invariably they're going to start with filler.
Right? And that's the problem with it, is there's so much garbage in between. But I'm also not a fan of Kai, where they cut that crap out. You need that.
The canon changes all the time. It started out where the planet was, like, the sands were on one side, and then there was these shamans on the other, and they, like, called, like, a meteor storm to kill him. And then it was, like,
Frieza killed Planet Vegeta. That's all that you need to know.
And then it was Frieza. Like, it changed 3 times. Until it was, alright, okay, Frieza killed it. Yeah.
If you're gonna watch Z, watch the whole Frieza saga. Watch it from Saiyan saga through to the end of Frieza saga, because it culminates the end of Dragon Ball and everything. It brings it all full circle. It's so epic. It's so awesome. And if you're not gonna watch anymore, it's fine to leave.
I still gotta say though, my favorite is the Cell saga, just for the Cell battles, the Cell games.
Yeah.
So good.
Because you get to see him amped up.
Yeah.
And it's pretty sweet when Gohan does that fight. And that's the best place to leave Gohan.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I say
I've loved Gohan.
Cool. I'm like, I don't want Gohan. I want Goku.
Yeah. No, in the Cell games, Gohan was awesome, and you wanted him. You wanted him so bad. And then they brought him back to like the whole what do you call it? The Supreme Kai or Elder Kai now. And they're like trying to like amp Gohan up. You're like, yes, Gohan's gonna be back, and he never does. He never does.
Yeah.
Because doesn't he? He's like a superhero with his girlfriend, but they're like not even that strong.
No.
Yeah. That's all stupid.
We don't talk about the Great Saiyaman
saga. We don't talk about that.
No, we don't talk about the Great Saiyaman.
That's like BVS.
Fidel's cool. Fidel's really cool. He taught her to fly. That's cool.
And that was actually really cool to learn how that happened, right?
Yes, that was awesome.
He had to teach her to like force the energy to center it and force it to her feet and like use it to propel you. And, that was cool to learn.
Is Satan's daughter.
Oh, okay. I was gonna wait.
And then they have Pan, who's like the main protagonist of
No, she's all human.
Oh, that's right. Pan's like 1/4 or 1 Saiyan. Yeah, 1/4 Saiyan.
She's half Saiyan.
No, because
I guess
yes, it's
so it should be. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. You did math sooner than
First
I did.
time
Give
tonight.
yourself a point for math.
Math.
So, where do we leave off at? Animes. You nailed it. You're right.
Right.
It's hard to dispute it. Although I do say, and I stress to everybody, watch My Hero. My Hero is
My Hero
so
Academia.
good.
He insists on. Well, I guess it is easier to just say My Hero.
Yeah, I'm abbreviating it.
Yeah.
Should I
It's
call
good.
it MHA?
I gotta admit.
Is that better? MHA.
That
Have
makes
you been
it-
watching it?
No.
Oh my
Yes,
god,
I'm
it's
a-
so
I've been
good.
watching Twin Peaks. I love it.
Really?
I made it.
Have you watched the original?
Twin.
You're watching the original,
Yeah,
or you're
original.
watching the like new
'Cause I heard they were
revamp
doing
thing?
the original,
Yeah.
or they were doing the new one. So then I started on the original. I'm hooked.
I'm
At
not.
first, I'm like, this is dumb, but I'm like,
It's
not
really
seen it.
weird and cheesy, right? It's like
It gets
it's so
better.
classically weird and cheesy. That's good.
it hooks you
I've
in.
not
Like
seen it.
the
It's
actors
weird.
just
It's
get
like
better.
so like early '90s, I guess.
Oh,
Late '80s,
well, I
early
love that
'90s.
then.
And it's so
like-
all the characters are. They own their character 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
which
I
is
went
good.
through and watched Robotech again not too long ago.
Yeah.
Macross Saga. Anyway,
Haven't seen that one where the
Dude, it is
jets
total-
turn into robots
Oh, that's awesome.
yes,
and they get stuck halfway between.
it's only one episode
Yeah, but that's like
Which
what I
is-
remember.
so it's
right?
like Transformers with people
because he was
inside.
and I
but it's only
watched
jets
it,
and robots.
and the reason he got stuck halfway between is because he was a circus aerobatics pilot, and he lands and got forced in. So his brother-in-law is like saying, "Hey, look at this jet, isn't it cool?" Blah 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 blah. He says, all of a sudden he gets a call on the radio. He has to go somewhere, takes off, and then the people get on the comms for his jet that he's in. Says, "Hey, take off! Why aren't you fighting?"
Because he's halfway.
Because he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's never flown this jet before, and so he gets in and he's like, "Well, put it into configuration B, okay." And all of a sudden, gets stuck halfway. He doesn't know what he's doing.
When I first saw Macross, it was because my dad is the youngest, and he has two brothers, and there's like 20 years between him and his oldest brother, right? Like a long time. Maybe it's 18, but close to 20. And that uncle of mine married a Asian lady who was very much Asian. I don't know how else to say it, right? She's from, I don't want to say where because I don't want to get it wrong, but she was Asian. And, but anyway, so my like step cousins, right, were also Asian because they were her kids. They never had kids together, but her kids were there. And I remember going to like Thanksgiving dinner at their house, and they took me upstairs, and he had the coolest Asian crap, man. He had Macross, like all these weird burned, like imported copies it was my first introduction to like bootleg stuff, right?
Nice.
He had a Super Nintendo that had a cartridge that would go into your Super Nintendo, and then it would take like not the big floppy drives, but the smaller size, like the 3.5
I bet you
inch.
his Super Nintendo was not a Super Nintendo; it was a Super Famicom.
I bet it was a Famicom, and you could put that floppy drive in there, and like first off, you'd put the game in to like the separate slot that would also go into the Super Nintendo. And then you put your little floppy drive 3.5 or whatever in there, and it would copy the game to it, so then it could return the rental, and it had this
sure wasn't the
stack
5
of
and a
them.
quarters? Sure wasn't the big? Like,
No, it was the littler ones with the little
Okay.
metal slidey.
Yep,
Right.
okay.
That's
And so he had
next
this
level.
stack of all those things, and I remember the one that we played all the time was Samurai Showdown. And he was, but that's where I saw Macross, right? I watched so many episodes with him, and he was all over it and loved that I was into it too, because he was like, I don't know, 20, right? Like he was older than me, and I want to say I was like 12 at the time, but I was way into it.
Nice.
And he had all these like really awesome like samurai live action shows that I would also watch with him, where like limbs would get cut off and blood would come squirting out. It was
Hell
like,
yeah.
super cheesy, but I was way into it.
Loved
Right?
it.
So that was like my hardcore introduction into all that like Japanese crap.
Sounds like some of the Hattori Hanzo stuff, like Sonny Chiba and stuff.
Yeah, I can't remember what they were called, but that was a huge props.
Wait,
I think Ben was his name. Thank
Oh,
you,
they
Ben.
didn't make Lone
It was
Wolf
so
and Cub
cool.
a TV show. They made them movies. Never mind.
Um,
Some.
so let's see. We did movies. Oh, movie.
Outlaw Star. You need to check out Outlaw Star if you haven't seen that.
Yeah, Outlaw Star is amazing.
Outlast Star.
Outlaw Star. That's kind of more from like our generation.
I know.
It sounds familiar.
I don't know why it just came up. It just popped in my head. That's like something he needs to check out.
Yeah. And My Hero. You should watch My
All right.
Hero. It's so good.
When I finish Twin Peaks, I'm very invested. I'll probably finish that soon.
Okay.
And then I gotta finish.
And My Hero
All
is
right,
really
so tomorrow, start Outlaw Star.
good. And don't watch it in English. Watch it in Japanese.
Oh yeah.
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 No,
don't
my-
do it. So maybe that's a question. I need to add it to the list.
Yeah, you do.
Subs or dubs? I'm going to put it in right now
Subs.
after anime. It
Subs,
goes in right now.
because I was watching not everyone says okay. Where do I start? There's an action film called The Raid Redemption. It's an all right film. The Raid 2's better. If anyone wants to raid fight me, it's one of the best action movies of all time. Raid 2. Oh my god! If anyone wants to raid fight me, you can, because The Raid 2 is so much better. And I watched the first one, and I watched it. I think one of the reasons my experience was so bad is because I watched it in dub, and it's somewhere in not Asia, but like South Asia, somewhere.
Yeah, South Asia would still be Asia.
Well, okay, no, I mean
Just
like
say Asia,
not
it's
like
easier.
shut.
Do it again,
One,
I'm
one,
sorry.
most people think Asian, they think like China, right? Like the big.
Yeah, technically India is part of Asia, but anyway. But
Okay, well it was Southern Asian. Oh, it was Indonesian. It was Indonesian.
pretty much.
It was an Indonesian movie. It's
Okay.
okay, but the dub.
Bollywood.
Was so
All right,
bad.
anyway.
No, Bollywood's isn't that in?
Is it Indonesia?
Yeah. Oh,
Bali? Yeah,
okay.
anyway. So
Well,
anyway,
the characters, they would talk like this. Well, they obviously you can't fix that, but their
I love
voices
that.
were so American that it was like something about it. And when they would fight, they'd go, and you could tell they were in like a studio afterward going,
yeah.
and they insisted on doing the loudest noises. It made me so mad. It wasn't good. And
There are some movies that makes so much better. I'm just telling you right now.
But the Raid, the Raid is like, it's not like a cheesy film. It's like, it's actually good. Well, okay, the Raid 1, okay, Raid 2, yeah. Oh, but you were asking about movies.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear top 5 action movies of all time or my favorite movie?
Ooh. Is your favorite in the top
Dude,
5?
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
yeah.
it is in the top 5?
No, it's not in the top 5.
Okay. It's a roller coaster with
Yeah.
you, Jack. I don't know what to believe. All right, lay it on me. Let's hear the top 5, and then let's hear the all-time.
All right. John Wick 1, John Wick 2, Hardcore Henry, Mad Max Fury Road, The Raid 2.
Really?
That's
Have you ever seen any other Mad Maxes?
Yeah.
And you didn't care for them?
I watched them after Fury Road, and I'm like, Fury Road did all this, but just
I
combined
give
it
you-
into one, but way better.
I agree with you.
It brought
on
it
that.
to the new standard of pacing.
yeah.
The new culture, we have to see it now.
And the new stunts, like
we can't wait.
yeah.
What made Fury Road so good was that Mad Max had like 2 lines in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Which is so Mad Max.
Well,
right?
but
That's what made it good.
The world, I was really interested in the world, even though like it was just sand, like the weird kind
Have you
of
played the game?
cultures.
The game is so good, dude.
So
you can get it
repetitive.
for like
I
$8.
have it. It's too repetitive.
It's great.
I have.
You
to
can
do,
customize your suit, your weapons, your vehicle, your hideout.
I don't want to do
every
go
single
to the
thing you
same
can
little
customize.
Bandit camp 500 times, collect some scraps. I got so tired of it. I have to complete a game 100%. I have to get that plat. You know. Why
This
don't-
is like a next generation
It
thing.
totally is.
Maybe the next question. Oh, sorry. Best movie though.
No Country for Old Men.
Really? That seems like a weird random one that you would say that.
I was. There's a tale along with this. I was at this guy's my uncle's house. He's like a fisherman, and so we'd go out to sea for a few days, come back, and when we come back, sometimes it'd be really lax, and sometimes it wouldn't. It was I think the second time I got back. He had a whole thing in movies, and I was thinking, I only have so long on this trip. It's a month long. I need to choose very carefully what I want to watch, and I saw Tropic Thunder and No Country for Old Men.
They're both good.
And I'd already seen Tropic Thunder, and I'm like, I don't need to take a risk. I can watch something I know I'm going to laugh at. Or I could, I remember my dad talking about No Country for Old Men a long time ago. And I'm like, I'm going to take a risk. And if I didn't take that risk, I don't know if I would be the same person today. No Country for Old Men has changed me in so many ways. It is the best film of all time. Every time
It is good. I totally give you that. That
yeah,
is
and
a
if you
solid
don't
movie.
think it's the best, you can be wrong. But I've never been more invested, and it's so slow is the thing. Like you'd think that I'm like,
Based off your top 5,
Yeah.
that kind of shocks me.
but the characters, Anton Chigurh, the main villain, the weird guy that like flips the coin, has the cattle gun. He is the most interesting character I've ever seen, and the fact that everyone's just kind of running around him, and he's at this like different plane of almost existence, of thought, of mind, of action. He's calculated and planned, and I actually need to write a script for why I like this movie so much. But I've never been more invested in a movie. Like I really like watching. I'll like do homework at the same time. I'll do something, but when I watch No Country for Old Men, I have to watch it and be fully invested and get something new out of it.
You've inspired me to watch it again.
And it's
I've seen it a few times.
It's
for sure.
so sad.
I've only seen it once, but wow, I definitely need to watch it again now.
And because it's not the movie I ever thought you would have put at your top.
No, like at the end when the guy's talking about the
It's like me
dreams-
saying Drive is the best movie ever.
Which you would.
I might. No, that's not. You know what the best movie of all time
I
is.
know what the best movie of all time is. But
Oh wait, have you seen Baby Driver?
I haven't.
I really like it.
I was going to go see it
Yeah.
tonight, but I did this instead with you.
Got him. No, it's so I have a friend
Ladies.
named Tyler. Shout out Tyler. He like I've always talked about how I've had my favorite movies. Like
No
yeah,
gang
I don't
signs.
have one. What?
no gang signs.
Vape Nash.
I know.
But we walked out and he's like, Jack, this is my favorite movie, and I'm like, you have ascended with me. But yeah, okay. I can't talk about No Country for Old Men anymore. Your favorite?
My
If you
favorite
have one.
movie?
Yeah.
Oh, there's no question. It's Top Gun,
Yeah,
right?
has me.
Yeah, F you for laughing.
I've never seen it.
What? What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, then you now have to put your favorite top movie in limbo because you haven't seen Top Gun. Top Gun is so good, man. It's got action. It's got still some of the best jet scenes, like battle scenes today.
Yeah.
It still does. You have to remember this movie was made in...
Oh my
Google
God.
it, Jack. I don't know what year it was.
I don't have you. You have the internet.
Top Gun. When did it come out?
I'll be your Google
I want to
guy
say
next time when I have
80... I'm going to say mid to late.
I'm
86?
gonna say early 80s.
I'm going to say 86 is what I'm going with.
Mm-hmm.
But that movie's
I'm
so
going with
good.
before that.
It's got humor. It's got like really awesome shirtless volleyball,
Yeah, I've
beach
heard nothing
volleyball
about that.
scenes going on. That movie is so good, man.
You win. 86.
Boom! I knew my Top Gun.
Well, no wonder Kristen's your favorite.
Top Gun is the quintessential movie. It for
It
sure
is
is.
freaking
But I'm
amazing.
also going to give you Drive to watch because
No, I've seen Drive.
You have seen Drive?
I liked it a lot. Yeah.
Drive is really, really good.
It was kind of like I guess it was based off Hotline Miami.
It kind of seems like Hotline
really
Miami.
like because it's super fast and like arcadey and whatnot.
Hotline Miami's amazing.
I S ranked the first game. I have the platinum on it.
Nice. And I don't give a crap about trophies.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you're bad and you don't have the platinum with me. That's fine.
Because I have too many games to play is why. I don't have enough time to play one game 2 billion times to get a trophy.
Yeah, I just bought a bunch of games and I'm kind of feeling that too. I'm like, how am I going to get the platinum on this game when I have like so many other games to play? I'll figure it out.
Yeah. But Hotline Miami is so worth it. It's so worth playing. And again, I think that Hotline Miami it's a testament to the Nintendo era. You would not have a game like Hotline Miami if it wasn't for what Nintendo did before they're doing the garbage they do now. They
makes
set
a
that
lot of
standard for
sense.
Hotline Miami. They really did.
You know my argument. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm taking away from your Hotline Miami. Finish what you're saying. We'll come
No, that's
back to it.
fine. That's pretty much what I had to say. Play it.
Okay, so his whole argument about the platinum and all this. Boom! I got some more platinums than you. That unlocked what you have to pay for.
What do you mean?
If we platinum something, it means we had everything that you could unlock.
Not in every game. Horizon Zero Dawn, you don't need to collect all the audio logs, which is really weird.
To get the you have the platinum in Horizon?
Yeah, it was easy platinum.
Yeah. I don't
But
give
what I'm
I
saying,
just
what I'm
don't
saying though
care
is
about platinums.
is we would have unlocked all the special characters, all the special abilities, and all that stuff. You have to pay for that and download. Which
Yeah,
we
that's
do
true.
too. But
And-
what I'm saying.
Oh, in GTA?
No,
in any
just
games.
in any game for
From our era
for
of
downloadable
games.
content.
So like when we used to
Oh.
get a game, you would get like what's a classic example? Like
Any of the old fighting games.
Fighting games is totally what I was going to go with too. You would play a fighting game and you would beat the fighting game and you would sometimes even had to do it in a certain mode. Or even Metal Gear is a good example.
Yeah.
If you played the first Metal Gear, you had to beat it in a certain way to unlock these like bonus items that then you could play through it again with the bonus item. But you
That's
had
what
to
would be DLC.
you
today.
had to play the game a certain way to get this certain item, right? It wasn't DLC content. There was no platinum trophy for doing it. You just got this exclusive item if you beat it this like super pro way. And then you got to play through it again as like God mode and just annihilate the game, right? Which was fun. But there was never platinums. There was no DLC. Now any of those perks, they're all like DLC stuff. One of the craziest ones was like, remember the like the Supersonic or the Super Saiyan Sonic? Did you ever do that? Where it's like once you got so many rings, like he would turn yellow and like totally go
yeah.
Super Saiyan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I remember that was like one, but they were all in-game content. You had it all there at your disposal, but you got rewarded for all that extra gameplay. Now you just get a little star.
Oh, I see where you're coming
You get
from,
actual in-game
and
content.
I do wish that, say, if I played a game on extra hard mode, that I would get like a cool item or something like a.
Do you at least get like an avatar? So that like when you now are online, you can like give yourself an avatar that's like your guy with an extra big grin and like stars or something.
Bloodborne, you get a theme, but that's because Platinum Bloodborne, you have to be a sadist.
Yeah, that's how I feel about all Platinums. It's like I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna play something because just to get a Platinum.
What game have you offered to help you Platinum multiple times now?
Infamous. Infamous Second Son, easiest Platinum I think I've gotten.
And I don't care. I'm not going to play
He's
that
about
again.
to platinum a game, but he's been sitting on it for like a year.
Oh, again?
It's, what is it? TTR.
Yep.
Tabletop Racing. It was a free game. That game is money. I don't care what anybody says. Play TTR. It's so good.
Don't play it.
No, it's so good.
It's awesome.
So good. I did the, how many laps with a drift?
Oh,
Full
geez.
drift. Was it 5 or 6 laps to get the million point
it's
score?
It's a ton of laps. Yeah.
It's on YouTube. You can check it out.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Thanks, buddy. TTR is awesome. You can play it online. I'll play with you.
All he's got to do is collect a couple coins.
Yes,
freaking coins. He's got to collect a couple coins.
That's how much I give a crap about
and
Platinum
I've offered
the game. I
to
don't
help
care.
him platinum it. He's like, yeah, whatever.
If we met up online and you guys just like stopped a couple cars, I could veer off and get it and like still get first and get the trophy, and it would be easy. But I just don't care. I don't care. I miss the day of rewards for trying that.
That is the reward. The reward is gloating because
it's bragging rights. That's it. All you're playing for is bragging rights. Yes. Yeah, well, go watch my video of my 5 million point like drift for 5 laps or whatever it is. Yeah. That's some bragging rights.
Yeah,
it's recorded.
I would have bragging rights if I platinumed Resogun. I am actually not even close to platinumed Resogun.
Which again
is a little weird.
I think is also an acknowledgement to the classic Nintendo. With Resogun and just those styles of games. That's why Nintendo deserves credit. Because if it wasn't for Nintendo, you wouldn't have some of your favorite games. You wouldn't have them. You just wouldn't. They suck now, but you wouldn't have them. All right, so I guess let's wrap it up with TV.
TV.
What is your favorite TV show genre?
Genre? Oh my god.
Is it CW? Anything CW makes. Anything. Arrow?
My favorite TV show?
Yeah. Okay, let's just do that. Favorite TV show?
Game of Thrones.
Yep, Game of Thrones.
Oh, such a garbage fest.
I love it. It's
not so
good.
It's not that good.
It's got politics. It's got, some raunchy stuff. It's got violence. It's got a lot of violence. Anyone you love will be killed.
To me, Game of Thrones is a Bulma episode of DBZ again and again and again.
Oh my god.
That's what it is.
What did you just say?
That's what I said. You heard it.
You like the 100. It's literally about a bunch of bad teens.
It totally is.
It's
about outcast teenagers that get thrown on a planet that now have to try to be civilized and survive, and then suddenly the parents show up and they're like, well, you managed to make it work. Now we're going to come in. And they're like, no, because now we're in charge. And everybody has to now forcibly get along. There's so much more instant gratification in the 100 than there ever will be in Game of Thrones.
I don't know. The mountain ripping somebody's skull apart was pretty instant gratification.
What, in Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
No, he's my favorite character. Beautiful man.
So huge difference between Game of Thrones and the 100, right? If we're going to have this debate. Game of Thrones is HBO, and you get all sorts of nudity and violence and stuff in it. 100 is CW, network TV, not even cable.
That's not an excuse.
And it has some of the most intense violence and made me feel the most awkward watching these like horribly gory scenes than I've ever seen.
What? Well, name one.
My favorite is when I wish I could remember his name. He's a really annoying guy that's skinny, finally died, and I'm so glad. And that's also why I love it, because people die, which I give credit to Game of Thrones for, because people do die.
Okay, that sounds almost like Badlands, but
Badlands? Yeah, maybe. But there's this scene where he's fighting somebody, and he has this hammer, and he plummets it into their head. And typically when you're looking at it from the perspective of the guy whose head's getting plummeted, right? So the hammer's coming down on you. Typically on a network show, that's where the scene ends, right? It hits, it goes to black as it fills the scene, done. Not in the 100, man.
Whoa.
It hits to it. It comes back up with blood and guts and stuff coming up, and he does it like 4 more times, and it's so awesome. I love it when you can encompass an emotion and a feeling in a scene without having to make it as visceral as like an HBO show.
That's a baby boy excuse. That's like saying, God of War is a little too violent.
No, it's not. That's why it's good.
The one cool perspective thing was when you had Poseidon and you like gouged his eyes out. Okay,
that was really good.
The point is,
one of the best parts of God of War 3. I will give it that.
Yeah. One scene from Game of Thrones that has made me that still haunts my dreams today. This beautiful man goes to fight this big scary man, and the beautiful man wins. Oh my god! And I'm like, yes, you did it. And he's like, now I'm gonna get revenge for my sister. And he's like, big scary man. He points at big scary man's boss. He's like, hey, I don't like you at all. You suck. And he just starts saying some not podcast appropriate words at him.
Because it's HBO.
Yeah, and then. Big man, he's still alive. He flips over beautiful man, and then he punches him, and the scene, it's so detailed. The teeth clatter on the ground.
Yeah.
Little rocks. And everyone's like, what? And he gets on top of him, and he gouges his eyes out. And normally it would show everyone's faces. It shows everyone's faces, but you can hear the scream of this beautiful man as all that cockiness, all that, bravado, all of his confidence goes away because he's dying a most painful death. And the big man's like saying all this stuff at him, and he gouges his eyes out, and his head explodes. And it is the most disgusting...
He rips it apart.
Well, no, he just goes...
He pulls it apart.
Well,
he splits it in half.
Same thing.
Like a melon.
Point is, it's disgusting.
It's awesome.
And it's like, it gave me chills.
I love the mountain after that.
The problem with that is that you had to wait how many seasons before that happened?
1. That guy was in 1 season.
Yeah, but what season was it that happened? I give Game of Thrones credit.
First season, episode 6, a guy gets gold poured on his head and dies.
Yeah,
awesome.
Season 1 of Game of Thrones, money. That show is so good. I thought I was going to love it and just be on the edge of my seat through the whole... I was like, I can't wait for season 2. And then season 2 was Bulma through the whole season. And I was so sick of it.
I don't remember season 2 that much, but I remember...
Right? Point taken.
Season 3 definitely got into more murder.
What happened in... Oh, God. It all blends together for me. What was season 3? That wasn't Oberyn. Oberyn was in season 4.
Yeah.
The guy that got his head...
Yeah, I know.
So sad about that. Season 3, wasn't that when the guys invaded Winterfell? Oh, it's when the whole Bolton thing started.
Yep.
With Ramsay. Oh, God. But...
Talk about...
I kind of feel like Game of Thrones is a little Nintendo for me.
Has some of the most revolting villains.
Yes, I love that part about it.
Oh God,
you hate them so much, and so far they've all met with a pretty crappy end.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, definitely not what they deserve, but I'm glad they're dead. And that's the thing is that
I do really appreciate it in a show when people die.
Oh yeah.
Like when main characters die.
Oh, all the time.
That's awesome. Yeah,
which is
why season 1 is so good.
Yeah, but they killed like one character. In this last season, they killed...
They have to start killing everybody.
4 people.
But isn't now...
4 main people.
But
3
isn't
in
the
the last
season
episode.
coming out...
No, 5, I get... Oh my God.
Spoiler alert.
Well, I'm not going to say who.
Isn't... I think it's coming down to its last season. Isn't it?
7? No. I think we're going to do 10.
No, I heard there's only 1 or 2 more.
There's only 2 more seasons.
Yeah.
After 7? Or counting 7?
Whatever the new one is, I think there's only 1
2 more
after
following
it. Yeah, that's it.
Well, then it's
People
going
should
to be
start dying.
crazy battles every... Yeah, well, I mean... It's just...
I mean, I love that you're as into it as you are, because clearly you are showing it in your whole body mannerism here. But, which I give you props for, and you should totally enjoy it if you like it. I just don't care for it.
Yeah, well, that's
It's not my biggest thing. It's not. I'd rather watch my...
Marcus, wrong?
Yes.
All right, I get a wrong call up. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. Give me a tally.
2, because we both think
wrong. Equals wrong? Wow. You're not even going to have tallies now? It just Marcus is synonymous
Marcus
with
equals
wrong.
wrong. Yep.
Thanks, buddy.
But
Thanks
also
a lot.
equals
You want to sit
Jeremiah.
here now?
Oh, a-hole.
And equals Jeremiah.
I was
so
agreeing with you,
Marcus
but no
equals
more.
wrong equals Jeremiah?
Yeah. They're both
That
wrong.
is...
All right. Well, I was going to give you the job. You were this close to getting the job.
You're fired. Is that what...
Pretty much. If
Is
I have
that what he
anything to say
says in
about
the
it.
show? Is it you fired?
Yeah, it was not... It was like
I thought he was like, get to the chopper.
No,
Isn't it something like that?
I'm talking
Because
about
they all leave on a chopper.
Donald Trump's old show, right?
Yeah, but now Arnold does it. And doesn't he
He
say you
does?
get fired?
Oh, well, I
Or
remember
get to the chopper? Doesn't
Donald
he say
Trump's
that?
thing was "you fired,"
Yeah.
and that was.
But
like
now
a
Arnold
meme.
does the show, and I'm pretty sure he says, "Get to the chopper," and then it shows them on the roof getting in the chopper, and they leave.
crying.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Hopefully.
All right. Well, what do you think, Jeremiah? Should we accept Jack as our intern?
I think we need to deliberate longer.
Deliberate longer. Maybe we see what the people think.
Yeah.
Do we see what the people think?
Write in the comments.
Is he worthy? Write in the comments.
Remember when I gave you that shout out, Tyler? Help
Is
brother
Jack
out.
worthy to hang out and be influenced by us forever?
But
We
not
hope
under the influence.
Yeah. we need somebody
Forever the
who's-
ginger beer.
Yeah. We need somebody
be the
who's
hall monitor
sober
for life.
that can run the boards.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
And I hope that we leave as big of an impact
think that's
on
what we
you
need to do.
as New Country for Old Men. Let's set a standard. We got to set it, right? I would say Top Gun, but apparently you don't care because you've never seen it.
I'll watch it. Whatever. Nerds.
All right. Raise your empty glass. To all the nerds,
Through all the fuzz.
bottoms up. Let's get
nerd
nerd-buzzed.
Say it.
Yeah, you did
Talking
it.
about
That's good.
beer,
All right.
talking about nerd
Good.
culture. You're
Slam.
on
Not
Nerdbuzz.
toothpaste.
Yeah.
This is Nerd Buzzed. Bonus.
Bonus part 2.
Content.
Yeah. Jeremiah left.
And we miss him.
Yeah.
We do miss him.
He doesn't even know this is happening.
That's
This will
true.
This will probably be a surprise to him.
But
Surprise.
on our after party, we talked about my favorite movie of all time.
Top Gun.
And before you left, we had to introduce you to it. And you stuck around for the whole thing.
Yeah, it was like 10 minutes. I'm like, okay. And then I watched the whole thing.
And I want to ask you, what do you think of Top Gun?
I think I was really impressed. I've never been so surprised. I always just assumed that it was going to be a boring 80s action movie. And it's not.
Well, it is, but it's so much more.
It's not boring at all,
No.
right? I really liked the characters, especially Iceman.
Iceman, his
Iceman.
buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like the meanest guy, but he's kind of right the whole time.
Totally.
He's like, Maverick, you're reckless, you endanger people, you're just not you have problems that you need to fix. And Maverick has all those problems. He's not like, Maverick, you suck. And it's like, no, like he's actually right. And then when Goose dies, he's like, I'm sorry about Goose. Like he goes up and does like a formal apology.
Yeah. To his back. Right? They still
Yeah.
can't even look at each other at that point in the
Yeah.
movie. Right?
'Cause,
It's
I
this
mean,
weird, awkward moment. But
Goose's death is Maverick and Iceman's death, or Ice, whatever. They call him like 7 different things, like Iceman, Ice.
yeah.
That's 2, 7, 2, same thing. But it's really I was really surprised by like the depth of just Iceman alone. Because at first I see him flipping the pen, I'm like, oh, I know who this is gonna be. But I was like, oh no,
Such a douchebag. Right?
Yeah. But he is. But he's like, he backs it up.
Right?
But then I really wanted Tom Cruise to get Top Gun, but I feel like Iceman earned it too, because
It's
Tom-
very Rocky that way.
Tom Cruise didn't. He gave up on his wingman, right? There were certain things that he needed to learn that he just didn't.
Right?
But he did. By the end of the movie, he did.
Totally.
And so I think by the end of the movie, he earned his position at teaching at Top Gun, Academy. But I think he had to, go through Iceman winning the trophy to actually get to that point.
Yes. I think so too.
So
right?
even though
That's
he
like
didn't win the prize, he won in the end.
totally. He learned the big life lesson.
Yeah.
Right? Totally. So is it safe to say maybe your favorite Tom Cruise movie now is Top Gun?
Yeah, I can't think of any other Tom Cruise movies that stand out.
Right? To that caliber?
Yeah.
It's Top Gun is a movie I'm
seen
pretty sure that, not exaggerated at all, I've seen it like 50 times. And I love it every single time. I was on the edge of my seat, like giggling like a little schoolgirl again, watching it this time with you.
Yeah,
but it
it
just
was.
does that to me. It's just like, it's happening. It's awesome. And there's no like computer effects. Like this
Yeah.
movie took place, when were you born?
98.
98. So this movie came out more than 12 years before you were born. And it still I mean, it's like really what's
I mean,
the
yeah, it's like
effects and stuff that are
airplanes
happening,
flying
right?
around.
But and it's all real effects that are going on in the movie.
Which is really, it's, yeah. Because I feel like that doesn't get appreciated enough because now it would just be probably a bunch of CG.
Oh,
maybe.
totally. Green
Or
screen.
who knows?
The hell out
Top
of
Gun
it.
2.
Yeah,
I guess it's
I
a
don't
thing.
even.
He
We don't
told
even
me.
want it. We don't want it. Don't encourage it.
It could be good.
Top Gun 2 is a movie called Days of Thunder, and Days of Thunder is Top Gun, but in NASCARs. It also stars Tom Cruise, and that will be for a future viewing after a podcast. We will watch that together too.
Days of Thunder.
It's called Days of Thunder, and instead of
good?
Maverick, he's called what's his name?
Lone Wolf.
Is it Cole Trickle? Is his name?
Like
Right?
Cole Trickle?
Yeah.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I think that's his name. If not, that's the bad guy. Instead of Iceman, it's Cole Trickle. But it's so good. It's like,
Is it
and it's all
actually
about
good?
NASCAR. I love it. It's okay. It's not as good as Top Gun, but it's as horribly awesome. as Top Gun.
I've never heard of it. So people. Yeah.
But you've never seen Top Gun either.
Well, but I've heard of Top Gun. Like I always hear about Top Gun. Top Gun. That's why I don't want to see it because I'm like I don't want my expectations to be like, whoa, it's gonna be Top Gun, best movie of all time, or whatever. But yeah, that was a really good movie.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So it's at least up there on your list.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And you don't look at me with that scoffing kind of disgust look now
Not
when I
anymore.
say that it's my favorite movie.
Pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some nerd respect.
The one thing I don't know if I dislike this or if I completely admire it, but the amount of times they use the bow 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 bow.
Yeah. Take my breath away.
I think 4 times in like 30 minutes.
Yeah. But that's the whole point in that movie, right?
And even then, like, they used it when this one guy was like, you did good, Maverick. When the chick was, like, lecturing him about how he shouldn't have been so dangerous, some guy came up, patted him on the back, and was like, you did good. And I was like, why is it playing for this guy? It only plays during
because it was
romantic
adding up to
scenes.
that sweet car chase on the
Yeah, but
motorcycle.
the car chase maybe shouldn't have had it. Like, or they could have started it as he was walking out of the building, but it started with the guy patting him on the back, being
Yeah.
like, "You did good, Maverick."
That was the beginning of his emotional distraught. As he revs his bike and he's like, "What? I can't hear you."
Pulls off,
Yeah.
and then she almost kills like 3 people.
Right.
So awesome.
Just reckless.
Yeah.
You
But
think I'm reckless? Yeah.
yeah, but even though it's that cheesy, it's so awesome.
I'm really, really glad you enjoyed it. I really thought that we would sit down and watch this movie and you would be able to handle about 10 minutes and be out the door. You'd be like, all right, hey, that was fun, guys. I'll see you later.
It was engaging, even when it was cheesy. I was like, whoa! But I said that a lot. I feel like it's a movie that you have to say like, whoa, because when they fly around or when one of them says a wicked insult.
Yeah.
When some of the insults are actually like the one that Iceman would do. He's like, it's not you're flying, it's your attitude. I'm like that's really true.
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's so personal.
You
So
can't-
many of the insults are so personal.
Yeah, you can't deny it because it's just fact.
Yeah.
It's Tom Cruise's personality, and then he changes it in the end. He doesn't leave his wingman behind.
Right?
And then
You
he's
never
famous.
leave your wingman. Never
Yeah.
leave him. So from
yeah.
now on, all your friends, when you're disgusted with them, you go up to them and you go,
Oh, you stink.
Slider, you stink.
Yeah.
And they won't even know because that was 10 years before they were born. But you'll know, and that cuts you deep. That's a
Yeah.
very personal insult.
I feel if someone told me that, I'd be like,
That's not cool, man.
yeah. But now I know that it's just a Top Gun reference, so maybe they're just joking.
Maybe it is cool then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe yeah. I'll take that as a compliment. Thanks. Top Gun was a good movie.
I feel super privileged that I got to be your introduction to Top Gun. This is gonna be a little special moment between us now, Jack.
Special moment.
Forever. If you had to score, let's do it. Let's put a
okay.
score on Top Gun.
Are we gonna use the score guide?
Yep, go with the score guide. You got either 1 to 10, super turd to the unicorn,
Well, it can't be the unicorn.
right? That is the gold standard.
Yeah.
That means there's no point in watching any other movie.
Well, okay. Because No Country for Old Men, as we discussed, is going to be in the
Yeah.
same episode. Okay.
This will be the bonus.
As we've discussed, is my favorite movie, but I still watch other movies. I'm open to finding a better one. So it isn't the unicorn. So I'd say No Country for Old Men is amazing.
Yeah, it's pushing unicorn.
Yeah,
right? We
well,
leave unicorn for the
Like
potential.
a 9.9.
Yeah.
Top Gun, I think, I'm going to give it a great 0.5. because it rhymes with 8.5.
Nice.
Yeah, great 0.5. I think it's a really great movie. It's up there on my list. If I had to list, well, okay.
Because you
It's
gave
not-
5.
It's well, that's
Is it like number 6?
Well, it's not really an action movie because only like 3 guys die. It's more of a
But there's jets flying around,
Yeah,
and none
but
of
they're
it's CGI. Like, these are real jets.
yeah, but that's like saying that there's a movie where they carry guns but they never shoot them or punch anyone until like the end or like
Well,
random
but
times.
they still shoot them.
Well, but no, it's like okay, movie about paintball and then they're soldiers.
Okay, you're ruining Top Gun for me now. Bring it all full circle.
Okay, well, in my opinion, I didn't view it as much as an action movie as a drama.
It is
Right.
very dramatic, yes.
But that's no downfall to it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a drama with planes.
Can you see other movies that you're fond of taking liberties from
Okay,
Top Gun?
Let's see. I'll go back to my action movies. Not real. Well, I know there's always the movies with like the loose cannon, the Maverick, but the closest I could think of is like
I even think of like Fast and Furious,
Oh, I never
like
watched those ones.
Pacific Rim, like all these like
Oh,
cheesy movies
yeah.
that are like that.
He does
that
the
people
thing.
are like way into these like really iconic, over the top, cheesy moments. Like Top Gun does it, but it does it so well with like a serious tone,
yeah.
right? Like it's hands down cheesy. I'm not
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
sell it as not cheesy, but it's so cheesy in such a serious, like personal way.
Yeah, because you feel for Maverick.
Yeah,
Like yeah, he's
and Goose's wife, like come on.
oh,
Like that's kind of a brutal moment during that
Yeah,
whole movie,
when he
right?
had
The
to
reality
like,
shock.
when
Yeah.
he's like holding back the tears, and then when he wasn't like your husband's dead, like he couldn't say anything,
No,
and he was like you could see the emotion, like oh my god, he just lost his best friend.
yeah.
That sucks.
For me, hands down, I've already said, clear as day, it is my favorite movie.
Favorite
I've
movie.
seen it so many times. But regardless of that, Top Gun or Tom Cruise movies, there's no question. This is the best Tom Cruise movie
I
ever.
don't think I've seen many Tom Cruise movies.
Just
like,
the terrible new ones.
I can't think of.
End
I
of
know
Tomorrow, didn't you say? This is
No,
so
I
much
didn't- I
better
didn't
than
see
End
that.
of Tomorrow.
I never saw Edge of Tomorrow. I wanted to. I don't know why I've put it off for like so long. It's probably because it's not on Netflix. If it's not on Netflix, I'm probably not going to watch it.
Yeah.
Unless I really want to, then I'll just look up like moviesforfree.com.
Yeah. But you would not discourage your younger friends from watching Top Gun?
Oh no, it's awesome. I feel it's great for parties because yeah, a really good balance of movies is if you can watch it alone, but also at a party. Sucky thing about No Country for Old Men is no one has the attention span for that movie.
Right? Yeah.
It's under the age of like 30, except for me. But Top Gun is a movie that you can watch. You can talk through the whole thing, but you can still get some of the meaning and the emotion out of it. Or
Yeah.
you could watch it alone. With a thing of ice cream, a sentimental time.
Right? Totally sad by
Yeah.
yourself.
But
Yeah.
you would still have such a fun time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good.
You'd get
for,
back in the cockpit by the time you're done and find a new chick, right?
Yeah.
You just would.
It's good for all occasions.
I totally agree. I'm so stoked that you really enjoyed it.
I'm stoked that I watched it.
I'm really glad. I'm glad that I got to introduce that to you.
Yeah, it was.
This is a nerd bonding moment that we'll never forget. Top Gun for life.
Never leave a wingman
Never leave your
behind.
wingman.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I'm still getting it. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm really stoked we decided to hang out and watch
Yeah.
it. And I'm actually surprised you hung out for more than 10 minutes.
I am too. I was surprised the movie was that awesome. Like I was expecting bad. I was expecting super turd, or no turd.
Turd is
There's a
do you
rating
think that
scale.
helped make it go up higher on your scale? Because you went from turd to 8.5. That's
Yeah,
you were borderline amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, because I always assume 10, which is the unicorn, it's like my hopeful movie that
Mm-hmm.
will just, like, the day I die, I will watch that movie and then I can die in peace, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like it is my like 9.9. It just is.
because it's close, but that you obviously still want to watch something better.
Yeah, and well, and I
To
love
no
so many other
discredit
movies
of Top
right?
Gun. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just that you want to have that experience again for the first time.
right,
I
totally.
get it. Yeah.
I love that I got to experience your first time with me. We got to pop
That
your
sounded
cherry
a little-
together. It was
sounded
awesome.
a little weird.
But it's awesome.
Help!
Yeah.
911. Not my phone number. I gave that out last
Yeah.
episode.
But maybe to all the nerds, watch Top Gun.
Yeah.
Seriously. And don't watch Blu-ray. You have to watch DVD. Don't watch it too HD and fancy. It needs to be subtly retro.
It's very loud. That's one thing about it.
That's how I played it. I played it in full surround sound with everything cranked up for you.
I felt like I was by those planes without the protective headgear.
Yeah, but that's how you should watch it now.
Yeah,
right? Like if you watch it on a TV and it wasn't that loud, it might not be quite as epic.
Maybe that's true. When you don't hear the missiles doing this really high pitched noise, your dog was actually, or sorry, your executive producer was actually not that affected by it.
No, I've seen it 50 times, Jack. She's seen it like 30 of them.
Oh my god! Good. Come here.
Holly is my wingman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good dog.
Never leave
I
me.
think she's deaf now. If she wasn't before, she is now.
All right. Well, to all those nerds out there, watch Top Gun. It's so good. It's the movie that never gets old. Watch it.
And watch No Country for Old Men too. It's a lot slower. You have to watch it on your own usually, but it's. I love it.
So maybe watch No Country for Old Men when you're sad and depressed on your own. But then when you need to pick me up afterwards and you get over it, throw in Top
Gun. Because even though it does have those sad moments where it's like, this sucks. I wish, Tom Cruise was doing better. He does in the end. It's
spoiler alert.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Whoops. Spoiled it.
Yeah. But it's still good.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. So I think there's only one way to end the Top Gun movie.
Nice. Talking about beer. Talking about nerd culture. You're on Nerdbuzzed. Marcus and Jeremiah. You're on Nerdbuzzed. Let's get Nerdbuzzed.